Welcome everybody, I'm Algorithmore. This is another Stormgate cast. This is going to be a user-submitted replay, and this is going to be a match between Tobraef in the blue Infernal and his red Vanguard opponent, Nobody, aka Dutchy. And if you've watched some of my casts before, you know that Dutchy is a friend of mine off Twitch, and he often submits me fun replays, so hopefully this is going to be another fun replay. And if you haven't had a chance yet, go check him out on Twitch. He's got a fun stream, and he likes to stream, whenever he can during the week. He plays all three factions. I think he would claim that Infernal is his main, but he does like playing all three factions. And in this particular game, he's playing the Vanguard, and his dog is causing a little bit of trouble to Tobraef's imp. He might actually get a kill on it, although Tobraef has also hit him with a skull. He did manage to get a kill on the imp. Now we have no idea what that imp's plan was out on the map, but it looks like Dutchy was able to get the healing cabbage, and now Tobraef is heading back home. And with that little bit of harass, it looks like Dutchy's going to open with a command post first into a barracks. And Tobraef has gone for a conclave and is now creeping with some gaunts. That's not, the gaunts are tanking here. That does not look very good. Oh, gee, okay. So does able to micro his units out there. And after that, I think is in an okay spot. Creeping out the rest of these Shadow Mastiffs, getting a Fiend for a skull. And there is another imp out here. What were you doing, Mr. Imp? One of these imps turned into a meat farm here, potentially to help creep now. Yeah, it looks like that's going to be the goal. But there's another imp out on the map. What are you doing? Meanwhile, the dog has found a couple of gaunts, or maybe it's the gaunts that have found the dog. The dog's heading out. Will the dog run into the imp? There is some creeping going. I think he noticed it and wants to come in and harass. This is a low dog. Maybe needs to find a cabbage to chow down on. I've been calling them cabbages for a while, but we could also call them dog food, because that's really what they are. And what do we have? We have a conclave going down in the backyard. And did that dog come home? The dog did come home, but is not getting healed up necessarily. But used the scout ability. I wonder how far he could see. I wonder if that... It doesn't reveal buildings as far as I know. It reveals units. Hiding back there. Not getting the healing hugs from the bobs just yet. And we have, what, a mech bay going down and a buzzsaw cannon for some protection at the front line, while Tobraef is out creeping now the vision camp and has put down a shrine in his natural. We see ritual chamber up. I don't see plague X's, though they may already be done. It's a kind of a quick research. No, it has not yet been started. No greater shrine out yet. Still on a single conclave, it looks like. Oh, sorry, I said still on a single conclave. I forgot about the proxy conclave down here at the energy camp. Healing up with the healing flower there. And now, ooh, we have another hexing coming up. That's certainly a little bit unnatural, or not part of the meta right now. Is hexens are not really the unit to go. It was a couple patches ago, and maybe is coming back into favor with the Weaver nerf. I think what happened to our Hexens, we're now up to 4 Hexens here, and they're soaking in the energy camp. There's definitely a strategy here. Okay, here we go. A bunch of skulls. We got 5 skulls, 6 skulls. 6 skulls. And bye-bye Bob. Oh. I think that... Yeah, I think that was a misfire. I think he was trying to get all of them on a single Bob. And that time it was only 5. But we do have overcharge. We have 5 again. Okay, so unfortunately with the healing turret here, these are not really getting the damage done that Tobraef would like. Okay, into the main. This time it's 6. Maybe this is the first time he's done the strats, so he was trying to figure out how many. Boom! There we go. There we go. 6 more? Yes. Okay, and we see a bunker or sentry post going down here. Boom! There goes another one. Watch out, here come 5 more. Okay, I think we need 6 to make it work. Nope. Nope. Maybe once you got a fiend out there. I'd like this. Okay. But I wasn't paying attention back here, so despite that happening, the Vulcans have jump jetted their way through and are chasing the Hexen back. A ton of skulls, but veterancy or promote going down on the Vulcan so that the Vulcan can get some more health. Nonetheless, still massing. Okay, but being chased away from the energy camp, they no longer are getting the energy regen. They still have control of the camp. The Vulcan is now taking it. There is an evac being added here. So fun strat out of Tobraef to start out. Now I wonder if he's going to transition into Adept and Master Training. We saw the Ritual Chamber, but I don't see Adept and Master Chamber Training. So I think the Ritual Chamber, remember, Hexen, you need a Ritual Chamber to be able to produce them. So this may have just been the whole purpose there. Build the Ritual Chamber so that he could mass the Hexen. But with 5 Hexen, maybe he lost one because he was making 6 at a time, it looked like. And what do we have? More skulls coming, so that tells me, yeah, there are more Hexen on the way. So is this going to be pure Hexen out of Tobraef? I wonder. And what's Dutchy's response going to be? He made that evac. Is he going to do a Vulcan drop? That is kind of on brand for Dutchy. He likes his Vulcan drops. He likes his mech play, so we'll see if that's what we go. Oh, here we go. Let me keep my eye on that one. So there is a Vulcan on the way, and our Hexen are out on the map. Now here's the thing. Hexen are kind of a nice counter to this. If they can get enough skulls off and impact on that evac, they might be able to take out the whole drop. Now it's not clear that he knows the drop is coming, and it looks like he's going for his own energy camp, which can be helpful for this. But here comes the drop right into the Luminite line. And not really the best lines, although now he's getting some good AoE with the area of effect attack of the Vulcans, which is that long line as they shoot their bullets out. I think he spots that this is going on over here. Oh boy. See, this is what I'm talking about. A bunch of skulls chasing down the evac. The Vulcans left behind as the evac tries to run for safety. Couple of the skulls impacting on this Vulcan. The Vulcan getting the healing flower. And the evac still just trying to get away from those skulls. Leaving the Vulcans behind. The Vulcans can't hit the skulls. And the Hexen are just trying to get that evac. But the Vulcans smash down the trees and are back on top of the imps. Killing a couple fell hogs here as the imps run to safety. The Hexen are still kind of outside the base. While these Vulcans are just in the base, I guess now they're just shooting down the buildings, which are a good place to harass. While Shadow Flyers are now on the map, out on the map, I should say. They're trying to chase away the evac, which has got away to safety. And it looks like one of the Vulcans was cleaned up. I'm not exactly... Oh, his skulls, probably. I'm like, well, I'm not sure what got it. What else? It's skulls. It's been mass skulls. And the Hexen are coming around. A couple brutes added just to, I guess, do a little bit of DPS and tanking here. While the skulls regen and the Hexen get back into their energy camp. Try and get their energy back up. Okay, interesting strategy so far from Tobraef. And I wonder if this is going to pay off. He did take a little bit of damage there, although most of his imps were able to run to safety. And he's back up to full saturation here. The question is, what's the next move? We've got a few Shadow Flyers left over. They were never able to find that evac, so they're still here, ready to deal with it if it comes out again. Now here it comes. This time it's an Atlas and a Vulcan. And a third base up here, almost saturated. Dutchy behind this is also making another base. So looks like he's got a scout there. And what else do we see? Okay, a lot of hangar bays. So there's probably a transition coming in here. Now, trying to get a drop in, but it looks like chased away by the Shadow Flyers and the Hexens. Maybe got a couple shots off with the Atlas, although there's a lot of mining imps here. Just some transiting workers. I thought that might have been our evac. There's our evac. Moving back out again. Shadow Flyers doing a little patrol. More Shadow Flyers on patrol. Good thing to do. Do they see it? Oh. Did Dutchy see it is the question. And again, kind of getting lucky. Although, whoa. Good thing he had active control there and wasn't just on move command. Gets in here with his two Atlases this time. I thought, so he went and dropped off the Vulcan, it looks like. Getting some really nice shots, clearing out a lot of workers there. And we have Shadow Flyers impacting on the evac, but we had a shield going down ahead of time. A bunch of skulls coming in. I think Dutchy hoping the skulls impact on the shield did evac, but the evac instead picking up the Atlases and scooching on home once the shield is done. The skulls in pursuit, but they're much slower than the evac, which was on return to hangar. And we see it getting healed up here at the hangar. I believe that healing got doubled up in its speed on the recent patch. It was pretty slow before. I heard Vanguard players before saying, well, you put a repair turret next to your hangar to just sort of give it a helping hand so you can get the back into play. I think that's a good strategy. Although maybe with the recent changes, you don't need that anymore. This pup's still hanging out here. We still got our base going on here. Well, it looks like Tobraef is trying to make every base, which is a good strategy. This is about 13 minutes. We're about to see the main bases mine out. Usually that happens around the 14-minute mark or a little bit later, depending on how many imps you have. We notice we only have 8 here, actually 6 here. And Dutchy is setting up some kind of... He might be just going for this Luminite tower here, but he might be preparing for a little bit of a push. We've got 4 Atlases, 4 Vulcans. That's a serious mech squad. A couple of med techs here for nanoswarms. You see a nanoswarm already on one of those Atlases. And he's just got his army in... His Atlases in marchy mode. For the moment. And some sky mines there to try and deal with the Shadow Flyers. A few Shadow Flyers impact. Here comes some more Shadow Flyers. They're going for the evac. I'm not sure that's the right play anymore. This is not exactly a drop, although they can be annoying with the Atlas. Those Hornets might be a better... Now we have Vulcans right on top of the Hexens here. That's not good. And there's a couple of Hellborn in the back. Those can be good against this mech army. But it's helpful if you have a little bit of a meat shield in front. Now the Hexens look like they got mowed as well as the Gaunt. Now that here comes some troops. Sorry, here are the Hexens in the back. There's still a few alive. Hellborn's going down to Atlas shots. Brutes here sitting in the damage over time. The little electricity field there left over after an Atlas blast. And these Vulcans, one of them's pretty low, but the nanoswarm is helping them stay alive, and he chews down on the healing cabbage. This poor Hellborn getting chased all the way back to the river and also going down. And now it's Atlas. This Atlas is pretty low, actually. There's a Hellborn, unfortunately standing in the damage over time. A couple Spriggans on the map. This is actually a good counter here. A lot of these units are very vulnerable to the Spriggans being heavy and not being able to shoot up. The Hornets, of course, being the best. This is good counterplay here from Tobraef. And these Vulcans are just trying to get any kind of kills they can before they go down. If one goes down, here goes the other, managing to maybe get an imp or two before they went out. Sky Mine sitting over here, and watch out, Spriggies. Oh, no. You don't want to get hit by those Sky Mines. Okay, so now having fought off that attack, are these Spriggies going to be able to do an effective harass? There are Hornets out. Now, Hornets are a really good counter to Sprigs. And a couple of Sky Mines. One gets sniped by the Spriggans. An FG goes down to give them some Shroud Skin while they fight the Hornets. But the Hornets are, again, quite good against Spriggans. There just happens to be a lot of Spriggans right now, which means they can fight that smaller number of Hornets. But with Nano Swarm and Shield up and a couple other skills, just maybe adding some Bobs or a Repair Turret, these Hornets can be almost invincible against Spriggans. And it looks like Dutchy's feeling a little bit confident with them. He tries to. Now the Binding Saliva debuff impacts on the Hornets, making them slow and slowing their attack speed. That does allow them to kind of be chased down a bit by the Sprigs. But again, the Sprigs looks like hit by a Sky Mine. Does a Sky Mine do slow? I'm not sure, actually. I'm not sure if that skill... It looks like it does. It does a debuff. Let's see if we can get one of them here. Yeah, Sky Mine, while it died. So here's some Sprig. There's another Sky Mine there, which impacts. And now it's Hornets versus Sprig. It's an Air Force battle. More and more Hornets being added. Oh, wow. All those Shadow Flyers got just... I've never seen that before. Shadow Flyers just getting picked off before they're able to impact. That's really good in Dutchy's favor here. Now his Air Force is going to chase those Sprigs back. We got a Manifest Rest and we got Gaunts on the low ground. So the Sprigs turn to fight. And now we have a battle here over the healing camp. Some more Sky Mines going down. Ooh, and those big impacts. And now it looks like Tobraef is going to claim the health camp. Try and heal up some of those weak units after those Sky Mine impacts. A few of those Spriggans going down, unfortunately. And what's this? More Sky Mines out on the map. How do Sky Mines have a timer? Are they permanent? That seems fishy. Fishy, fishy, fishy. Alright, although this is a pretty good force here from Tobraef, the Spriggans were really good against that mech force that we saw earlier, and in terms of anti-air against the Hornets, this is not bad. Again, another impact. That's not exactly how you want to clear mines, by letting it impact. And decrease movement speed. It doesn't say by how much. Obviously it's a slow, but I'm going to say that it's at least a 50%. Hornets out here trying to see where that Spriggan Air Force is. And another ground force marching forward. We see 3 Vulcans, a single Atlas, and the Vulcans jumping on top of this Therium base here. Immediately the Shroud Stone gets taken out. Focus fire on the shrine. Although we see the Spriggans and Gaunts coming down from the low ground. Vulcans on the high ground are mowing down the Gaunts as they move into that choke. And then the Hornets move forward. Now that the Gaunts have been taken out, they have free reign on the Spriggans. A Dragon shows up, but there's just too many Hornets now, and their bonus damage against the Spriggans. The Spriggans are just getting cleaned up. This ground force did not actually take any real damage. Nano Swarms going down on the mech units to keep them alive. There's more Gaunts here. I didn't see these Gaunts come in for a flank. Not sure where they came from, but they came in from the back. Getting on top of these medtechs. This is not good for the medtechs. But the mech army has just pushed forward, going for the dragon, it looks like, and taking out some of these Hellborn now. These Gaunts still doing damage to the Medtechs in the back. These Vulcan here, under fire from the Hellborn. Remember, Hellborn in the new patch can do damage to air as well. But Atlases are laying down some covering fire for the Vulcans. Hellborn's taken out. Evacs here now to help keep these mech units away from damage. The Hornets move in, so it looks like they've regathered. It looks like the Gaunts were cleaned up back behind there. And now it's a mech army inside the Infernal base. Atlas is raining down fire. There's still a dragon alive, but it's at low health. Has lots of shroud skin though, hanging out on top of the shroud. But now the Hornets chase it away. That means this base and these production buildings are going down. And the mech units are moving into another attack position. Hornets here, like I said, taking out this production. What happened to that dragon? The dragon's back in the base just trying to regen its white health. But we see another siege line being set up by Dutchy right here. These Hellborn doing their best to hold the line. A dragon above. The dragon is actually doing alright here until the Hornets show up. These Medtechs kind of tickle it. But here come the Hornets. It has to flee. Has to respect the Hornets. Trying to get into the Hornets, but no, it gets concaved instead. Gets one Hornet. Trying to get a few shots off before it goes down. But these Hellborn taken out. It looks like the siege has also laid waste to that shrine. The dragon's still staying alive, so somehow managing to continue to micro the dragon, but that's going to be a GG out of Tobraef.